This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
We made it to Friday. Sean, you've just worked a 2-day week. How's it working out for you?
I feel exhausted. I feel absolutely exhausted. And my thesis is coming along well because it was a 2-day week that I'm doing.
Are you for or
against
the 2-day week?
I'm actually against it. I think 3 days is where we need to sit.
Because you missed us too much.
Oh, you feel like you haven't worked quite enough.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Then why don't we stop recording Reheated? And then you can come in and do it live.
That's a great
idea. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Harry, will you please delete everything we just did for Reheated?
I'll come and help out on Saturday as well.
No worries. Gets me out of the house.
Yeah. Oh, well, Sean will be here tomorrow morning at 6.
Hey, I know we've got a lot to get through the show, but there was one thing that we didn't get we got a chance to go over it, but it was the story of Tom Craig during the week and the Hockey-Roo who... the Kookaburra, who got caught out in Paris.
So she's been given what the friends call an admonishment, which is no charge.
I showed Sean a video of a reporter, Daniel Sutton from Channel 10, was outside while he was being, while Tom was being brought out by the officials. Yeah. And he was basically, literally talking about him as he was walking past him, and he could hear and was just looking at him, and I was mortified.
It was very awkward.
Like a perp walk, like a full-blown perp walk.
Yeah.
While and Tom could hear what he was saying.
To his credit, Daniel Sutton nailed it.
Oh, it's like if he had to do it again, he would have been stuffed because it was exactly the right time.
Yeah, that's right.
Here we are.
A better outcome.
So here's Daniel.
Paris with his reputation.
And like literally, Tom's walking past Daniel, watching him, talking about.
Could have knocked into him. He was that close.
I was mortified for all of them.
I've been mortified. I've been surprised. I'm not surprised by the media laying the slipper in, right? But I've been surprised, and this happened at my house when my wife said, "Oh yeah, sucked in" type of scenario.
Yeah, so many people straight away do that.
Put yourself in his shoes.
Yeah.
And he hasn't killed anyone.
No, that's right.
At the end of the games,
And as I said all week, a pedophile was playing volleyball.
So true, Nat.
And it was like, oh, that's great, good on him. And it's like, are you serious? Like, our priorities are a little bit twisted.
We are.
Yeah. I mean, not that we're saying, that taking cocaine is a great thing.
No, we're
but
not.
Like, in the scheme of things, how big a crime was it in that situation? He didn't even take it. He was just trying to buy it and didn't get any.
Yeah.
As it turned out.
Today we're going to find out if Anthony Albanese is frightened of spiders.
Oh, yeah.
No, decent question.
And you know what? He's not.
Andrew Gay's joined us from Paris after just straight off the back of that massive USA-Serbia match.
We talk about when you're meant to go on a quick trip, but it ends up being extended.
That's inspired by the astronauts at the International Space Station who aren't allowed to come home.
And I just want you to realise the excitement we have when we found out that Perth is getting 24-hour Chinese food.
Yeah, Nathan. My world's amazing.
Matt. It's not crazy.
And Sean. No, that's definitely not crazy.
It's 6:04. Nathan, Nat and Sean. We made it to Friday, gang. Or for Sean, it's Tuesday.
It's easy. Actually, the Tuesday blues are always terrible, so that's where I'm facing at the moment.
I hate you. But
it's got nothing to do with me having days off.
I just like, what a wonderful 2-day week. Is it feeling good? How would life be?
Oh, how would life be?
Because think about it, right?
I honestly would think that you need to put in 3. So my thesis, which is on a 2-day week, will now extend to...
Well, you know the many worlds theory, Sean, so multiple dimensions and all that sort of stuff, that there is an iteration of different things happening in a different dimension. And it could be as simple as there's a world without butterflies.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's a world where people work for 2 days a week and they have a 5-day weekend. That's another dimension. And you just come out...
And why are we stuck in this dimension?
And we're stuck in this dumb
So
one.
this is the bad lucky part of the lucky dip where you get the booby prize.
And we've got butterflies, so...
Oh, that's true. We do. It's one or the other. We're going to catch up with Andrew Gaze today. There's a bit of basketball happened overnight.
Yeah, absolutely. The Prime Minister's coming in today.
He is too, yeah.
Well, I feel like he's...
He called us yesterday afternoon and said, can I come in? We're like, okay.
And we had P-Duts in the other day.
I think it's because he heard we had P-Duts. And, do you know what I mean?
He's jealous.
Jealous.
There's clearly coming in the election's going to be it has to be announced shortly because they're starting to get around, aren't they? And he's rung us twice lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We whistle, thank God we'll end today.
Sean.
Yes.
We went through some of your whistles this morning. We could not guess at all.
Nathan, when I was doing them, I kept saying to Zach, who was recording, that's crap. And he'd go, nah, we'll be able to put that together. And I was going over and over. I'm going, I reckon, because I couldn't get my breath. That was the problem.
Yeah.
It's that recording studio.
And also, his lungs are compromised.
Yeah, that was the go.
No, I don't think it's got anything to do with the lungs. It's when she'll walk in there and to lay down a track of whistling.
Do you reckon anyone's got a chance? Because I actually, whilst I was doing it, I thought,
we will give heavy clues.
The clue will be the answer.
Yeah. But anyway, there's tickets to Froth down $1,000.
Oh, yes. It could be a very easy round with very terrible whistling.
Yes, you are.
That would be just before 7:30 today, everybody.
Sean Darcy joining us as well.
Yes. Fremantle could be in trouble this weekend, Nat. The big kahuna's out, Josh Tracy.
Yeah, I know. That's a bummer, isn't it?
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
This is exciting, and I don't know if you guys know about this place, but there's a place called China Bar. It's a big thing from Melbourne.
That's open 24 hours a day.
24 hours a
It's
day.
coming to Northbridge, and
Yes.
all day, every day. All day, every day it is open. I know. All day, every day.
So, Nathan, they were saying that the food is really high class.
Yes.
Okay, so that get it. But at what time do you get up in the morning at 3:30, 4
It's not
o'clock?
getting up in the morning, Sean. It's going home, buddy.
But this is
Come
the thing,
on.
though. Think about it. Weekends, yes.
Yes.
Say a Tuesday.
Yeah.
A
Tuesday at 3 a.m.
At 3 a.m. Who are you?
Well, you're going to be dropping by for some dim sims, surely.
Is that not insane? Like,
It feels insane to me.
how is it going to
Sustain
that? Or is there just people famished for Chinese 24 hours a day that have been lining up waiting?
Well, you know
for an
that what happens is there could be a whole group of people that have probably eaten between 8 and 9 o'clock, but because it's got MSG through the wazoo, you get hungry. You
keep going back.
It's just the third
Isn't
sitting
that
for the night.
amazing?
Yes. Are we going? We have to.
What,
I mean,
before we go to
obviously.
work one day?
Yes.
So one day we get up early, we go
Yes.
have Chinese, and then we come to work.
Yes.
I'm all about that. When's it open? This is exciting. We'll get into it.
Is it going in Chinatown?
It
Whereabouts
has an
is it?
extensive
It's
menu,
at
Sean.
James Street, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Offering everything from curry laksa to kung pao chicken to banana smoothies.
Well, there you go. You'll have a banana
We'll
smoothie.
have some kung pao chicken and a banana,
banana
smoothie at
smoothie.
2 a.m. Why not? That sounds great. What
I'm
an
all about
opportunity.
this. I really do hope it can sustain itself because I want to.
Yeah, I give it 2 months
It
before it's just
cannot.
open that late on Friday, Saturdays.
Shops don't open till 11 a.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah, but that's a regulation. There's not
I know,
because
but
the
how
shops-
the hell?
Yeah, how does that happen?
Yeah.
How? So wait,
Well,
you,
it's
Well,
so
it's
you can't open on a Sunday, but you can open
supermarkets are different to
24 hours
restaurants.
a day, and this
Yeah.
includes a Sunday. So they're open while you're not supposed to be open.
Yeah,
No,
different,
no.
different
There's a
regulations. 'cause
restaurant
different
rather than
business.
rather
But
than
yeah,
a supermarket.
I don't understand. People in WA.
I mean, there's already 24-hour supermarkets, and there is people in there. Like when if you happen to sneak past at 2 a.m. on a
Yeah, but there's a couple of bloody half asleep people on the till there. There's not a whole kitchen staff. Waiting to walk up a store. Jesus.
Yeah, let's do
Anyway,
it.
okay, so
Let's do
we'll
it.
find out when it opens, and we're going to go there.
Yep.
Have a big succulent Chinese meal.
Oh, R.I.P. That guy died.
I know he did.
Yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's why I said
Sean's
it.
just found out.
What's that?
The
Which guy?
succulent Chinese guy.
Oh,
Do you know what we're talking about?
Chinese meal.
No. Oh, we're just going to go, yeah.
Let's go.
Is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
He passed away yesterday.
Do you know about him?
No. No.
A succulent Chinese meal?
He's like
So
viral famous.
Sean.
And
Did we
recently
talk about
there was
this? How long ago?
So this
that
was
was years ago.
like-
but
like
recently
20
there was a reunion with the guy that arrested him and that guy.
Yeah.
That made the news as well.
So, yeah, so he's Australian. It happened many years ago, right? And he was getting arrested. And he said this as he was getting put into the police van. Anyway, and then it sort of just lay dormant for a while. And then it resurged a couple of years ago and became viral again. And they're making a movie about him.
Yeah.
Are you
And
kidding?
there's also an ad campaign for some sort of Chinese sauce where the guy's saying you can make a succulent Chinese meal at home. Like that's how.
And
That's part of
you
the
didn't
lexicon.
know.
I don't know. Never heard it before. I don't think I have, but you know
It wasn't in the sports pages.
That's it. Oh, well, you don't know about Harley Reid then?
Barely.
If you're reading the sports
Thank
pages?
God for the West, eh?
This is the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
It's time to head to the stars.
Ground control to Major Tom.
We are
Oh, my
Unbelievable
God.
story.
the International Space Station.
Yes.
At the moment is hosting 2 people that were flown up there on Boeing's Starliner spacecraft. They're one of their first spacecraft.
You say hosting, I say keeping hostage.
So their names are Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams. They were supposed to be there for a week, right?
Yes.
That was 2 months ago.
Whoa.
There's some thruster issues and leakage issues with their Boeing spacecraft, which
Couple of words that are
cannot have a
interesting, aren't
leak.
they?
Boeing haven't had a
thrusty.
great track
They
record
haven't.
of late, have
No.
they?
They
I
haven't,
would
had a,
have gone
great,
up in that
they haven't
one.
had a great record with our atmosphere, let
Yes.
alone above our atmosphere. So it really took a bit of balls to get onto that.
I can imagine.
Onto that flight. Anyway, so they've been trying to get it fixed so these two astronauts can come home, and they can't get it fixed. They said that possibly they will have to wait for Elon Musk's new spacecraft to go and pick them up in February 2025.
It's so hard to get
They
parts
were
these
supposed
days.
to be gone for a week. And you know what? It's really evident because one of the astronauts, Sonny Williams, she doesn't seem to have taken a hair lacking. And she's got big,
Anti-gravity
wild,
hair.
curly, like hair.
Space
and it's
hair.
it's just everywhere. And I've not seen it tied up once.
And of course,
So-
it's only getting longer.
well, there's only guys up there with her because she can't turn around and go, anyone have a lackey?
No.
None of them do. None of them do.
So 1 week, Nath. You go up there, you're going away
week.
for 1 week. Okay, so maybe you've got a pet, you get people to walk the dog and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
you've
now,
got
or
pot
you've got
plants.
somebody coming
Yeah.
in, pot plants, the like. When you get the call and you're saying,
You're going to have to water my pot plants for several months.
Yeah.
next 5 months.
And to be honest, after a certain amount of time, if you're looking after a pet for that long, doesn't that become your pet?
On Judge Judy, it does.
Doesn't it become your pet? So
Is
suddenly their dog is your dog?
But
And-
also,
yeah.
what are they eating? Okay,
This
do
is
they
the
have
thing.
enough supplies to last?
It seems
What's
to
now
be.
a 7-month exercise?
Yeah, it seems to be rationed. Well, I mean, we know that there are a lot of takeaway places now that are delivering food via drones.
yeah, it's possible.
I wonder if they're just trying to get a drone up high enough.
To drop the pizza off.
I fell down.
In a couple of weeks, I'll be able to get 24-hour Chinese from
Yeah,
us.
that's
so
right.
they're all
Let's
there.
get it up there, Sean. We just have to get it up there. We want to know if this has happened because we know that it definitely happened during COVID.
Yeah, that's right, when borders were shutting left,
Yes.
right and centre. Because I'm pretty sure that Rove told us a story about how he came across here, the borders shut, and then they got work here, so decided. But he had an apartment back in Sydney that had where the plants were all
yes,
going to be
there
there,
was,
and
there was food
food in the
rotting.
fridge.
Yeah.
That's a good score.
So you've got to go walk back into that at some point,
Yeah.
knowing that the fridge is full of rotten food. That is going to stink.
One time my dad went up for a weekend in Darwin. He was only going for a couple of days to watch my brother play state school boys footy. They were playing up in Darwin. Anyway, the Ansett whole thing just went down and he couldn't get a flight. So you know what he did? He
What?
went to Bali for a couple of days before he could get a
Smart
get a
move.
flight home. But he was gone. He ended up going for a week. He was only going up there. Mum's left with 5 kids at home. Well, 4 because my brother was
But
away.
that was
So-
great, though, because that's when he got his Bing Dang tramp stamp.
Yeah, it's a ripper ride,
Which
Butters,
actually
yeah.
looks really good
Left
for your
button.
dad. We want to know, it was supposed to be just a quick trip, but you were there for ages. Hey, Norm.
How you going, guys?
Good, Norm.
Okay, what happened, Norm?
So my mate pretty much, he wasn't doing so well at school, so his dad said, you need to find a job. I'm going to send you away to Europe.
Yeah.
This was in 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's still there, married with 2 kids.
So what? He went on what was supposed to be just a quick holiday.
Yeah, and it was meant to be 2 months. He was meant to travel around Europe.
Yeah.
And he met a bird, and
A bird.
it was like, Dad, I think I want to stay here. So Dad said, that's fine. He had to come home in 18 months to change his visa.
Yeah.
And then he flew back, and he's been there ever since. He's married, 2 kids, and he runs pretty much the cleaning business over there with his wife.
So 21
What
years.
country is he in, Norm?
He is living in Venice, so in Italy.
Venice.
Italy.
Oh my
Jeez.
God.
Gets
Norm,
the
so
boat
you
to
were
work.
like, I'll see you when you get back, and that
Yeah.
never happened.
I was like, okay, I don't think he'll last 2 weeks because he's someone who was a homebody.
Yeah.
And he pretty much, I saw him 18 months later over a beer, and I said, are you here to stay? And he goes, no. He shook my hand and he goes, I'm moving over.
Oh my God.
That's
Okay,
amazing.
cool.
He's gone over to drink Moretti.
Also, imagine that. Dad, can I stay in Europe and live?
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. The dad wanted him far away, didn't he?
Yeah. Bring me that
worries.
dad. Bring me that
Norm.
dad.
Oh, God.
Show me.
Amy's in Byford. Hello.
Good morning, guys.
Hi, Amy.
Okay, Amy. When were you just supposed to be away for a short time, but that really blew out? What happened?
So I was meant to be away for 14 hours, home for my partner's cancer surgery. 7 days later, I managed to return home.
What happened?
Mother Nature.
What were you doing?
Caught. I'm a truck driver.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where were you going?
From Perth to Newman, and 7 days later managed to finally get home because the floods kicked in, and they kept shutting the road, and someone drove their brand new 200 series into the floodway and walked away from it.
So you are desperate to get back for your husband's treatment, and there was just nothing you could do.
Yep, nothing I could do. I was stuck in the truck with enough stuff for a 24-hour trip at the most.
Yes.
7 days worth of medication, luckily, and 7 days I was on the road for.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
See, that's the other thing you got to think about, medication.
How did you go for your food? What did you do?
We had, obviously, as we passed through the roadhouse, picked up some stuff, but we were kind of swapping food on the highway if needed, and
swapping food,
things like that.
You're swapping cheese sausages and stuff.
Exactly. Little black market.
I'll do 2 lasagna toppers for your 4 Chico rolls.
Amy, that's so full on. Thank you. Amelia's in Wanneroo. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Amelia. When were you only supposed to be going for a short while, but that really blew out?
Well, when I was younger, my sister was about 18 and she went backpacking around Europe with this guy.
Yep.
And something happened and they fell out and he left her on her own. So my mum, being really worried, was like, you need to go, you're the big sister, go and pick her up and bring her back again.
Yep.
So I did and went off to go get her, and but then decided I didn't want to miss out on any of the fun. So despite her complaints, decided we were going to stay and have lots of fun, and ended up spending all the money that I had to get her back again. So,
so then someone else had to go over and get both of you?
No, we ended up having to catch a train all the way through Europe, and then ended up in London before we could fly all the way back home again. But I did manage to get her like halfway through the cocktail age bed on one night, so I was so happy. Mum was not happy, and I lost my job because I didn't tell them I was going.
How long in total were you gone for?
For 2 weeks.
And you were just supposed to be like a weekend exercise. Just don't get her and fly straight back.
I'm sorry, you don't send a young girl ready to socialise over to quickly pick someone up from there.
from Europe. That's so funny. What an assignment, though. I'm the person for this job. Thanks, Amelia.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Everybody upstanding, please. The Prime Minister is in the house. Anthony Albanese. Welcome back, Albo.
Good to be here.
He's upset with us.
Oh, why are you upset,
because we cheated on him.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Oh, but we're just being even in the scheme of things.
Yeah.
You don't seem terribly enthused about it, so I'm probably fine.
Nothing helped him that would have helped him.
The interesting thing is that both political parties are always promising the world, and whether they deliver on that is interesting time. But you've got some good news recently. There's childcare, raises. What else with taxes? We've already spoken about that once before.
You've had every one of your listeners has had a tax cut since I have last been in the studio.
You know, sorry,
and that's made a big difference.
Yeah, it has. I'm just reading a lot of stuff with the RBA, and they're saying more money in the economy is not good because of inflation, and that's what we're talking about, cost of living. It's such a tight line because that tax cut was always going to happen whether you're in government or the opposition were in government, to whatever level. It was different.
Ours was going to be to everyone, though, not just to me.
So there's more money in the system, is what I'm talking about. But then you've got the RBA saying more money in the system is bad, and that kind of hurts us.
What Michelle Bullock has actually said is that the Reserve Bank's job is to look after inflation, which it is.
Yes.
But that the government's job is to look after inflation, but it's also to look after people, basically. It's a shorter version as well. Yeah. So what we've done is we're having cost of living relief whilst we're putting that downward pressure on inflation. That's why we've designed some things like 500,000 extra fee-free take places. Helps people, but it also puts downward pressure on on costs, cheaper childcare. And yesterday we announced a 15% wage increase for childcare workers, early educators.
Yeah.
Well, they're just underpaid. If we didn't do something about it, there wouldn't be people to look after our youngest Australians. And they're not childminding.
Yeah, that's
they're not childminding. What they're doing is giving our youngest Australians a good start in life. And we know that's so important for our economy. So I'm really proud. 10% wage increase from this December, another 5%.
And that's not going to cause the cost of childcare to go up.
No, exactly.
Because that's the big concern.
We've designed it in that way so that in order to be eligible, the centres have to guarantee that they will put a cap on their costs, so it won't be passed through. So it's good for workers, good for kids, and good for families as well. But it's also good for the economy. The economy benefits because women can go back to work earlier, or they might work an extra day or two. So this is really positive. This is how you design economic policy in a way that helps people, but also puts that downward pressure on inflation.
What's happening with the supermarkets? What are we doing about that? Because we had the investigation, we all know we're being ripped off. So we know that. So what's the next move?
What we're doing is we're mandating. They had this voluntary code of conduct, which is a bit of a joke, really, that they designed and looked after.
Yes.
So it was like...
That's pretty cool.
Trust us. What we're doing is mandating the code of conduct. We're giving the ACCC, the Competition Tribunal, extra powers as well.
So when will that happen? When will we see the fruits of that?
Well, that's happening
fruits.
already. One of the things we are seeing is some response because they know it's coming as well.
Sure.
Yeah. So we're already seeing, if you look at the last inflation figures, the things that were difficult, that were sticky, were things like insurance, petrol prices, that of course is impacted by international figures. But if you look at some of the other areas, they are heading in the right direction.
Because my butter is $8.
Yeah, well, you go for the fancy one.
Yeah. I go for butter soft, which is so I don't have time to like chip away.
Is butter soft fake butter, by the way?
No, it's real butter. It's just soft. It's called butter soft.
Okay. Great marketing. I wonder where they came up with that one from.
Great marketing. They should get a. They should get a bill for that free ad.
For sure.
I'm going to say something to you. I think that you.
I reckon you might get a little punnet of butter soft arrive for free in the here tomorrow.
Well, you would think so.
Butter soft, I wouldn't use anything else. Let's talk about you. I think that you actively use margarine.
That's a slur, isn't it?
No, I don't actually.
I think he's a margarine person.
You don't have anything.
I don't use either.
What do you mean?
I don't use either.
Ever? You can't. I've already had Vegemite on bread. You can't just have raw Vegemite. That's a monster.
I don't. Part of the
cholesterol,
your fitness regime.
The diet. That's right.
Oh.
I love Vegemite. I really miss it. And I can't.
So does that mean you're not having toast
have bread.
Either? Yeah.
I don't have bread.
Oh, I don't have bread.
Yeah.
We have had dinner together.
But I didn't notice your dry roll.
Did I have? No, because I didn't have a roll.
Oh no, that's not
true.
living.
That's true.
That's not living. Look at you. You've got so much pressure on there. Come on, mate. You can go and have a crusty roll here.
Have you seen what happens to people in this job? You got to have some discipline. You got to have some rules.
But you had your little fancy makeover. Remember when we got your shoes were from Country Road?
You've got to have some rules. So I don't have bread,
and therefore don't need butter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I limit myself. I love dessert.
Oh, yeah. Talk to me.
But
what's your weakness?
I don't have it. Oh, look, any ice cream. I love ice cream.
Do you like a Coke Spider?
I limit it. I love a Coke. I love a lime spider.
Lime spider.
Lime spider. When I ordered that recently, there's a little place on the way to the coast in Bungendore, a little one of those old school shop. It's in inland New South Wales, in between Canberra and the coast.
Awesome, great.
So it's one of those old villages that has the old pie shop. It has one of those places that you love,
like a malt shop.
Yeah, exactly. I went in there, I ordered a lime spider, and all my team laughed at me. All these young ones were like, what on earth is that?
And it was delicious. Did you
It
try?
was
Did you
fantastic.
try the lime spider? No, you didn't try, and that's your problem. Because once you get past the Coke
It's a
spider,
generational thing.
you realise the red creaming soda spider is
Also excellent.
Yeah.
Also excellent.
Good times.
But I'm not allowed to have them anyway. That's the point. I limit myself to one dessert a week.
And what is it?
Well, it
ice
depends on
cream
the
or
day,
something.
yeah.
Whatever it is. Whatever I'm given some of the time.
On the restrictions and all that kind of stuff, I always ask this to publicans as well. You go to a many event, and a lot of the cases, people want to see you have a beer with a local, you know, in a staged photo, but you got to have a beer anyway, or maybe a wine at a different event. How do you go about pacing yourself during a week?
Well, I was at the Quinns Rocks Sports Club last night.
Awesome.
I had a pint there with the locals.
Do you?
Well, I guess you've got a driver every time.
Do you invoke Bob Hawke and
I haven't
slam
driven
it
for
back?
2 years, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, of course.
But had just one, but it was great. So that's one of the things you see. If you got a choice between giving up bread or beer, sorry, the bread's
You're making
gone.
the right choice.
The bread's gone.
For sure.
You know, you were
It's
sort
a
of stuck, aren't
no-brainer.
you? Around the world, culturally, if they hand you something and they want you to try a local delicacy, then you sort of have to have it, don't you?
Well, then you do it. I'm not religious about it. And that's the key I have found is, you know, I won't say I haven't had bread for 2 years or 3 years or what have you. I have it occasionally.
But what you can control,
that's the key. But
then
I
you
just
do it,
try to have a few little rules, if you like, in my head of, no, I don't do that. So I go to a function, and quite frankly, often it's pretty easy to be disciplined about having a lunch where they give you 3 courses and, you know, it's rubber chicken or chicken or salmon is usually it. So
You've eaten a lot of chicken in the last
I don't
few
eat
years.
much at those lunches, you know, and I absolutely always say no to the dessert. But I did have, I broke it was Jodie's birthday last week.
Yes.
And I got to say, the place we went to for dinner had an amazing cake. They've got
really?
Amazing cake, and I loved it. See, sometimes too, if you limit your intake when you do have it, it's so good.
It's amazing.
Yes, it's even better when you do.
So good.
Yeah.
Hey, Albo, with you being here, and I know we're running out of time very quickly, though.
We're on the big picture here today, aren't we?
We've discussed everything, but the one thing, just in my household just yesterday, my wife was talking to someone and they were talking about the terrorist attack and the threat level being up.
Yes.
And I thought, wow, that's really filtered all the way through. Sometimes
And
I
then Swifty's
dismiss this
concerts
stuff.
got cancelled.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the world.
Yeah, so that's concerning.
Oh, it sure is. Look, you know, we shouldn't be... we shouldn't change our behaviour. We in this country need to continue to be out and about, and the Prime Minister needs to be able to walk into the Quinns Rocks Sports Club and get amongst a whole couple of hundred people, and that's a great thing that we can do that. But we do need to be conscious that we're in a more dangerous world. There are more threats, including threats to politicians, and one of the things we need to do as well as political leaders need to dial it down a bit. Everything goes from 1 to 11 straight away, and it's that's not helpful.
But how do you do that?
Yes.
Because
and when
you
they're
do
saying
that by being respectful about differences as well. Not immediately, seeking division as well. I think, we live in a great country where there is a diversity of religions and backgrounds that people have. There's diversity of views. That's a strength as long as we're respectful to each other, and that's really important.
Well, we're seeing that in the UK at the moment with the riots. I mean, those riots are really fundamentally started by a lie about the about the background and the ethnicity of that young kid that was involved in the Taylor Swift stabbings. A lie was put out on social media. The lie was defunct. It was people didn't care.
Everyone's race.
That's what's still powering that,
and it gets repeated over and over again. Australia, we are not participants in the current conflict in the Middle East, for example. But there's a whole lot of... You look on any of my social media posts...
I'm amazed at the responses.
That
hundreds of them.
That are just wrong.
Yes.
Like, it's just wrong, and it's spread, and people believe it. And so, all of that as well. People have to take their own responsibility for what they say and what they repeat.
You know what? I just think get all the terror cells together and then sit everyone down and go, we're all going to have a chat now and try and calm this down. But first off, lime spiders. Bring on a round of lime spiders.
Bring on joy.
Don't you think?
I tell you who else deserves lime spiders all around. The Olympic team, obviously.
Oh, they have been awesome.
Yeah.
That's under your prime ministership.
Is that an accident? I raised that. I
Best
raised
call
that.
ever.
I tell you what, one of the things we did, I got a wonderful message from one of the Olympic team, the admin people, just saying that the difference that we made, we put in funding earlier so that a lot of the athletes who don't get a lot of money for what they do could go and compete in world championships and compete around the world and do that. And the feedback was that had made a real difference. So I get to welcome them back next Wednesday morning, and they've just lifted up the whole country.
It's been an amazing couple of weeks. Yeah.
You watch an individual compete, you don't know them from a bar of soap, you fall in love with their story, you get behind them as they represent our nation.
Exciting.
And you feel like you've won, let alone the rest of the stuff.
It's just a shame that we don't follow them the whole time when they're not on the Olympics, you know what I mean? Because they do really need your support all the time to get to where they are.
The swimmers get a lot of glory in this country, and as they should. But, there are people like Grace Brown, who won the first gold medal for Australia for these games, the cyclist. Nobody had ever heard of her.
Cycling through the streets of Paris in the wet.
Yes.
That's
incredible.
Just incredible.
Yeah.
Hey,
so good.
Question, would you jump into the Seine today and do a bit of a lap?
Oh, no one wants to see that, mate. So.
You're strong.
You're saving the people of France.
Wait there, because I'm getting your sluggos.
I used to swim in Sydney Harbour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever been a sluggos person?
Of course I have.
Oh, no.
It's a certain age. I still wear them now.
Of course.
Tony Abbott put the country off the Prime Minister's sluggos, didn't
with
he?
good reason.
Yeah.
So
the country was right, he was wrong.
So in your draw, your chosen to swimsuit is a Speedo.
I do have Speedos.
Oh, elbow. No.
Do you, because there's a pool at the lodge.
In the pool. In the privacy of the pool.
Yeah.
Up and down.
And Toto and all the staff.
Away you go.
Yeah, just eyes on the sky for drones.
The Italians peering over the fence from next door.
Toto's fine with it.
If it's okay with Toto, it's okay with us. Prime Minister, it's always a joy. Thank you so much for coming in.
Take care.
We'll see you next time.
Awesome. See you I'm back. I'm bringing the whole ministry at the first week.
That's a threat.
Of September.
Bring them all in. Bring them all in. It'll be great.
So
bring the whole ministry.
It'll be like The View.
That
Back
would
in
be
the day when Scott Morrison was Prime Minister, that was just him. So it was a lot cheaper exercise.
Exactly. Well, I had a reshuffle. I did.
You did have a reshuffle,
just before the reshuffle. And Annika Wells, who's the sports minister.
Yeah.
Now, think about this. If you were in my position, Annika Wells was in Paris.
Yes.
And texting you photos of herself in Paris with the Olympians, would you be tempted
to
in the reshuffle to appoint yourself as the Olympics minister? Recall Annika and head over there. I thought 100%. About it. I did think about it.
What about splitting the role between 3 local radio hosts?
Well, envoys, special envoys.
Can you call us an attaché? I've always wanted to be an attaché.
An attaché.
I don't know what it means, but I like to be
one. That sounds like a sex worker. And I'll be one, yes.
Albo, thank you.
That's a note to end on.
Yes, it is. We know when.
I'm out of here.
When it's right.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Wet your whistle.
Wet your whistle at Frothtown, the ultimate beer and booze festival at Claremont Showgrounds on August 23 and 24. Get your tickets at froth.town. Drink responsibly.
All right, there's a lot on the line here. We've got 2 tickets to Frothtown at Claremont Showgrounds, Saturday 24th of August. That will go off. Plus $1,000 cash.
Unbelievable. Tanya and T are going to go head-to-head this morning. We'll start with Tanya. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Tan. Are you a good whistler, Tan?
Yeah, I am a Tan.
No, but are you a good whistler?
No, I'm not really. That's right. No, I can't do the fingers in the mouth thing.
It's a great skill. I love it.
You know what? It's okay not to be a finger girl. It's fine.
Okay. You're up against Tia from Yanchep. Good morning, Tia.
Hey, team. How you going?
Good, Tia. Can you bust out a whistling tune?
I cannot. No. No,
you know
but my
what?
husband
You know
can,
what?
so maybe I've had some practice.
Neither can anyone that's been involved today.
Yeah, you don't need a whistle. You just need to hear a whistle to make sense of it.
Very exciting.
Hopefully I can hear better.
Today we have a bit of a compilation album of different artists. We have a Sean McManus, we have a Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, and we have a Jeremy McGovern.
I know, right?
All in the mix.
So we'll give you the category of the tune that you're listening out for, and then the whistling will commence. If you can recognise the tune, you buzz in with your name. You get it right, you take the point for that round. You get it wrong, we'll let you have another crack at it. Why not? We'll just keep going.
Yep.
Let's test your buzzers. Tanya.
Tanya.
Tia.
Tia.
They're quite close, aren't they?
They are.
Okay. It is the best of 5 rounds.
Yes. Now, the first one will be sung by Sean. This will be whistled by Sean. And this is a movie theme. And come on, we all know this movie.
Okay, listen carefully. Tia?
Is it Mission Impossible?
Yes, Mission Impossible! Was that not immediately obvious?
That was the breathing going on
I know,
there.
I thought this is the good one.
Can I just say that while we're doing this, Sean Darcy's sitting here watching us. Sean, do you think our job's the stupidest job in the world?
Oh, I was laughing a lot.
It's up there. Okay, Tia leads 1-0. Let's go to round 2, where our guest whistler is Jeremy McGovern.
All right.
And you're listening out for?
You're listening out for a song that he loves.
Well, we've hardly heard it in the last 4 years, so that's...
But we heard it last weekend, Sean.
For the first time in 10 weeks now.
Once again, don't feel frightened to jump on in. This is Jeremy McGovern with one of his most favourite songs.
This is West Coast Eagle Jeremy McGovern with his favourite song.
Oh, Tanya.
Yeah.
Tanya.
We're the Eagles, West Coast Eagles.
Yeah.
And we're
Are we paying?
Yes.
We didn't need this.
Oh, no, you're right. We just don't even want to speak to you at the moment. Because of what you two just did.
Clear.
He did a really good job.
That was a great whistle. Well done, Jeremy.
It's
Well
1-1,
done.
everybody. 1-1. So we move in. The next round, our guest whistler is, we've got to the top, the Prime Minister.
Yes. This is a song that the Prime Minister really loves.
It's true. Tanya.
Australians all let us rejoice.
No.
You saw a theme and you just wanted to go with it.
I mean, it's a decent crack under the circumstances.
Well done.
All right. Well, start again, Harry. Start it from top.
That'll do.
That's all you got. Any ideas?
No.
Okay.
Quite get to the chorus.
Once again, this is a song that the Prime Minister loves of a person that has recently toured Australia. Let me change tack. This is a Taylor Swift song that the Prime Minister really loves.
I'll just start again. Tia?
Was it 22?
No. No.
Okay.
It's one of the OGs.
Sorry?
Yeah, it's an OG. That's an old school. And
Yes.
Go back in time.
Is it Tanya?
Yes, Tanya?
Is it Love Story?
Yes, it is Love Story.
Tanya.
Wow.
Okay, 2-1. It's a battle for the ages.
That was a tough one.
All right, guys.
All right, I don't like our chances for the next one.
Yes.
Oh, you've got to have a good clue here.
Okay.
We're back with Sean right now.
Yes.
And Sean, shall we just tell them that this is a song from the world of
AFL.
So you just have to tell us which team this applies to. Tanya?
Is this Essendon?
No.
No.
Keep going. Tia?
Is it when the Saints go marching in?
No. Keep going.
Tanya? Eagles?
No.
Tanya, we can say it is a non-Victorian team.
And I'm going to give you a clue. Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Tia?
Is it the Gold Coast Giants?
No.
That's not the name.
Because that's two teams crossed together.
There is no Gold Coast Giants.
Tanya?
Tanya?
Sydney?
No. They wear orange.
Tia was half. Tanya?
Great Western Sydney?
We're going to pay that.
Great Western...
Or now you're making it worse.
I want to stay where you were.
You're completely making it worse here.
Are we playing GWS? It is GWS, the Giants. Tanya's won somehow. No. Woo! Tanya, you have won 2 tickets to Frost down at Claremont Showgrounds, Saturday, 24th of August. You've got $1,000 cash.
No, we're giving the $1,000 to Sean Darcy.
Because he had to be put through that. He's got to play tomorrow.
He's upset. He's crying.
All right, we will put it to bed and we'll never do it again. How about that?
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
All new Suzuki Swift Hybrid is here. Australia's best value hybrid. Win $20,000. A brand new Suzuki Swift Hybrid.
And a star. Hey, what's up? This is Trace Sivan. See me live. Your chance to win only with Nova.
All right, this is such an amazing opportunity. One person will win $20,000 cash. That's tax-free, everybody. A brand new 2024 Suzuki Swift Hybrid. There it is. Although it starts...
I don't know if that sounds like a hybrid or not.
They're in a rush.
And a trip for 2 to New York City to see Troye Sivan perform at Madison Square Garden, performing Rush, among other things. You just heard it, in fact.
Well, let's speak to Sam, because she's going to be in the running. If we hear her voice, of course. G'day, Sam.
G'day, how are you going?
G'day, Sam. Hey, we've been showcasing this week what our wonderful callers have won in their lives. Have you won anything great?
Never.
Oh.
Nothing amazing.
Anything? Have you won anything lame?
Nothing.
Adventure World tickets about 15 years
that's
ago.
not lame.
Wow,
that's
they're
awesome.
great.
Yes.
That's not lame.
Love
It
Venture
was
World.
good.
Yeah, that's great.
There you go. All right. So you are a winner,
Okay.
Sam. All right. You're in the running.
Lara, hello.
Hi, how you going?
Good, Lara. Have you been showered with things that you've won over your life?
Look, about 14 years ago, I did go to Singapore with Nova.
Oh, on that trip.
I was very lucky then.
So you came on that trip with us?
I sure did. I was pregnant at the time, and Nathan had to help me onto the bus.
Yes. And that was...
I haven't seen a penny of maintenance.
Well, I'm sure you weren't going to get pregnant that way.
No. Sean expected you to put his bag on the bus.
Yes,
we remember we had was it Merv? Merv and Isla. Yeah, they were on there. The old
Merv,
couple that were with us. I know that was so fun.
What about when we went out for dinner that night?
That was shocking.
Yeah. When Sean paid $360.
I will never order the crab.
We'll never trust market price on a menu again.
Walk through the restaurant. You don't want to eat there.
So
Go to the toilet and see how clean the restaurant was.
Yeah.
Oh my
and you're pregnant, couldn't eat anything anyway.
I was pregnant.
That was so funny. That was the dinner. If people are listening, that Sean just didn't ask any follow-up questions like what is the price of the seafood of the day.
Yeah.
And paid $360 for crab.
Well,
I don't had market price next to it, but because I saw it as number 24, for some reason in my mind, $24 or that.
I paid $22 for chicken.
You're wrong.
All right, Lara, you're in the running,
Lara.
so good luck. Neil's in Morley. Hello, Neil.
How are you?
Hey, Neil.
Have you ever won anything?
I won the most, I actually won, when I was about 20, I won a huge marble dining table.
How bloody heavy would have that been to walk out with?
Oh, well, I couldn't move it with one bloke, mate, so yeah, no, not good. Didn't even have a dining room or a house to
I was going to say, at 20.
Yeah.
So, people with huge like dining
tables
that are marble, it just seems like something that's ripped out of a dictator's house.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you win it for, Neil?
I was based in Queensland at the time, and I went to a home show. I don't know why. But,
you didn't have a home?
Yeah, well, and then just talking about gangsters kind of thing, I actually met the guy because it cracked, and as a 20-year-old walking into what looked like a drug den wasn't really good, so I was just terrified.
Wow.
Do you still have it, Neil?
Yeah, where'd the marble table go?
No. I actually ended up selling it to the Martha Prize People Home that have those raffles over in Queensland.
Yes.
And then we went to see the house when it was fully done, and there was my
marble table.
That's great.
How much did you sell it for?
Oh, geez, back then probably about $1,500.
You idiot.
Yeah. It would have been a lot of money at the time, but
Marble. It was the most ugliest table I've ever met. So
it's a win-win. Just get out of your life.
I can't picture any good marble. I know a lot of people do the marble thing. And
I've got
it's
a marble
expensive.
table.
Yeah.
You have not.
Yeah. My dining room table's marble.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
We wouldn't know you haven't invited us over for dinner.
Right.
I don't know when
Come
we
a
said
long
that
way
to the
from
Prime
trade
Minister.
tracks, don't you?
I just think Sean looks a bit too excited about my marble table, so you're not coming in near it.
Next up, you're going to tell us you've got a bedroom door.
I do have a bedroom door.
Oh.
I know.
Settle down.
I have a bedroom door, everybody. It has 2 hinges.
Sarah's in Safety Bay. Hello.
And closes.
Hi.
All right, Sarah. Have you ever won anything?
Oh, my most recent win would have been my greatest. It was a vodka cruiser at a comedy night after a game of Never Have I Ever.
Oh,
okay, great.
Congratulations.
To ask you how you answered the question.
Yeah. So what did you do with the cruiser? Did you invest it, or what did you do?
I did, yes.
Shared it with friends and family.
Yes, I enjoyed that win. It was great.
Yeah, no, congratulations.
So this would be better than a vodka cruiser, wouldn't it?
Oh, just slightly.
I mean, on a par.
Well, they do compound.
Celebrating with a few vodka cruisers if I won that lot.
Well, you're officially in the running, Sarah, so good luck.
Oh, thank you so much.
No worries.
Have a great weekend.
How's that marble table? I'm going to be thinking about that all day.
Me too.
Have you got it in your head what the marble is?
I'm seeing it as a real big...
I'm seeing that brown, yellowy marble.
I'm seeing it as quite Italian.
Yeah, it's like
in
big,
my mind.
like big plinths and...
Yeah.
Like,
is that what your one is?
No, mine's very sleek. It's from Globe West.
Oh, what does that mean?
What's that? That's a brand.
That's the retailer. Remember, you can register on the Nova Player as well if you would like an extra chance at Nova's Cash Car and a Star. And Ross is going to give you more opportunities after 9 o'clock.
Ross would have a marble table.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
UFC.
Next week.
Oh, I thought you were calling him something.
Yeah. Wouldn't be the first time.
See you. No. See you later.
In the Northern Territory. Yeah, okay.
UFC. That's huge.
Yeah, so Amy's here, our producer, our executive producer.
Say their name.
Israel Adesanya, have you...
Yeah.
How are we going with that? Going with that?
I'm waiting to hear back. So hopefully Monday, and then
Volkanovski.
Friday.
And then when's Worcestershire?
Joined by Snitchell.
A Snitchell and a Abominable Snowman.
So that's all happening.
Snowman even. Amy Shark.
Yes, nice.
It's exciting. Olympian Scotty James.
Oh, cool.
He's written a book.
Yep. How about this? Ready? How about this? Adam Lambert.
Yes.
Leanne Rimes.
What? Can't fight the moonlight.
Let me top that. Sam Pang.
That is a wild mix, isn't it?
Is that really happening?
Yeah, that's all happening.
Are they on TVC?
We've got an exclusive with Adam Lambert.
Really?
Yeah.
What's he doing these days?
The Voice.
The Voice. And so is
Leanne Rimes as well.
Yeah.
Leanne Rimes.
Yeah. Hey, Ross.
Hello, Ross.
Is she on The Voice?
Yeah, she's one of the judges.
Yeah. You haven't seen much of her since Moonlight Days?
Yeah, because in the ad she was riding a horse, and then she got a phone call from Guy, and then she got off the horse and flew straight here, and now she's on The Voice.
There you go.
So Sean will believe that and ask her, where were you on the horse?
What's your horse's name?
Where was that interview that we did? It was Squid Games. We talked to the Squid Games guys, and then when they set up the whole series, they had people standing on the side of the road and they get abducted into a van, and Sean was like, so where were you when you got in that van? And the guy goes, that was just for show.
My favourite.
Where did you come on?
My favourite.
CSI.
Nathan, my favourite was the time that he asked somebody from Gogglebox if the whole series was in the can.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
sure. That's right. That was the other one.
Oh, my God.
That was the other one.
We don't have time for the top 10.
How do you remember back to the episodes you watch? We do it live every week. It's like fundamentally Sean's 100th Gogglebox interview.
Ross, you got a favourite?
What about all the times you trash talk people before the interview, then when they come on?
Oh, yes.
You threaten to play it, but you never do. But
I never do because I'm a nice person.
Amy, do you have one? You have many. She's put her hand up.
I've got one.
Yeah.
That time we talked to the comedian and Sean's like, is he in Hawaii?
Oh, because he used a Zoom background.
Yes.
That's right, you idiot.
He's on the beach.
The tropical background.
What about when I was talking about that other comedian who came in, the Aussie guy, and I said how shit the show. No one watched the show.
Yeah.
And,
said that
and
to
you
them?
told him.
Yeah.
You played it to him.
Yeah. Who was that?
Can't remember. I can't remember. It was shit. No one watched the show.
All right, this could go for a while.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.